my name's Sammy Brettel. I am currently living in Edwardsville, Illinois. I work full-time at an autism clinic as well as pursuing my master's degree full-time as well in hopes of becoming a BCBA. I helped facilitate the implementation plan with Taylor as well as helped write the intro and created the Prezi presentation. My fun fact about me is I lived in Madrid, Spain for about 2 months this summer and it was awesome.
Hello, my name is Latasha Burnett. I live in Lawton, Oklahoma. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist for the states of Texas and Oklahoma. I am also a nationally certified trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapist. I am currently attending Ball State University working on a master's in applied behavioral analysis with a focus on autism, with the hopes of pursuing certification as a BCBA. My contributions to the project are that I wrote the ABA guideline for social stories. I helped develop the intervention strategy section. I am also helping to develop the final tips section of the Prezi presentation. Fun fact, I'm a great vegan chef who loves to play an acoustic guitar. I hope to one day open a vegan restaurant.
My name is Taylor Moss, and I live in St. Joseph, Michigan. I currently work full-time at an autism learning center while working towards my master's in hopes of becoming a BCBA. My contributions for this project include writing the introduction with Latasha and Sammy, writing the installation phase for the implementation plan, creating the example social story, and providing sample data collection sheets. A fun fact about me is I have a 6-year-old goddaughter who is also named after me.
Ellison is an inclusive preschool in an urban area. It serves 200 students, 50 regular education, and 150 special education 3 to 5-year-olds. Approximately 50 of the preschoolers receive speech therapy. Half of the 50 preschool students who receive speech therapy are nonverbal, and 5 of them, nonverbal students, use PECS. The remaining 20 nonverbal students occasionally point or grunt, but are not using any other communication methods. Ellison has 20 classrooms, with 8 to 12 students in each, along with a teacher and 2 assistants. There are also 2 full-time speech therapists, 1 occupational therapist, and 1 physical therapist. The school staff also includes a principal and a BCBA. In addition to the school staff, 4 to 6 volunteers are available daily from the Parent Volunteer Program. Primarily, the volunteers support staff by taking students to the bathroom and making copies for teachers. There are 2 ongoing behavioral issues during playtime in every classroom. Example, fights over toys and tantrums. In most cases, the problem occurs when a student grabs a toy from another student rather than asking for it or asking to play with them. Often this results in students fighting and or one or more students throwing a tantrum. Social stories are used to help individuals learn a desired behavior when encountering a new or challenging situation, such as sharing with a peer. They are used in order to teach a child the correct behavior within a situation. It has been found that children diagnosed with ASD tend to be visual learners. This suggests that the effectiveness of social stories may be enhanced by providing pictures or models when presenting the intervention. By reading them a story with visual pictures, explaining a similar situation they are in, and demonstrating the correct behavior to engage in, has been proven to have one of the most beneficial outcomes in situations such as toy stealing.
Steps for implementation include planning the social story itself and then also utilizing the social narrative. For social story planning, 1. Identify the social situation for the intervention. 2. Select the type of social story. 3. Write social story following criteria for a selected type. 4. Design the appropriate display for the social story. And 5. Identify times or activities to use the social story. Using the social story itself, introduce the social story to the learner. The learner or adult reads the social story. then reviews key concepts with the learner. Learner participates in identified social situation and provide prompts and reinforcement as needed.
Alright, so there are a couple of different ways you can make a social story. You can make a video, such as the one below, to give to your client to watch, or you can make a book that you could personally read to your client. Either types are effective, it just depends on your preference and the kind of learner your client is.
How social stories can be used. As part of the staff's initiative to teach students appropriate sharing skills, social stories for sharing will be utilized once a week during a structured task in order to target group play situations. Sharing social stories will also be implemented for a child individually each time they engage in toy stealing behaviors. Weekly utilization of social stories targeting group play scenarios will be conducted in a structured environment. Child-specific implementation of social stories will take place in any environment in which toy stealing behavior occurs.
Some final tips to remember when creating a social story is to remember that the social story should include 2 to 5 sentences that describe for every one sentence that directs. You also want to make sure that the social story you have selected meets the needs of the learner with autism spectrum disorder. Another final tip would be make sure that the social story you have created is developmentally appropriate and appeals to the learner with ASD. Try to include pictures and special interests of the learner. Last but not least, create opportunities throughout the day for the learner with ASD to read the social story. That is also very important.